the whole week. Or get two facing into the toe, that's what we're going to do some stuff with the lapel, with our own lapel. It's a 3-choke series. If you have any questions at any point, feel free to ask me. Okay? If you don't understand, because I'm teaching you very bad, I also like to ask you guys questions, so you need to pay attention. So I might pick on you later for a question. Right? So, we're in side control. Right? We're going to start, face going this way. Oh, right. We'll start with rim facing this way, and then you guys, I will switch it so you can see this. Okay? So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to open my knee, I'm going to feed it, I'm going to turn it. So it's going to look something like this. Okay? The other side. I never do this side, so I look like this. Okay. So, that's going to be number one. Wind's going to not defend anything. We're going to set up number one. Okay? Wind naturally wants to kind of hold my head here. That's okay. If he holds my head, then we can deal with that. We're going to go to number 2. And then number 2 fails, then we go to number 3. Okay, so we start simple. I'm going to be doing some push. We'll keep that break. Okay, so I'm going to give it some push. Hold the elbow, hold the shoulder. Do some push. Turn just a little bit. Remember, we're not leaning all the way over here where we're just going to arms over. And just putting some shoulder pressure. Okay? The key is already opened, fabulous, fine. Okay? I want to pass the end of my lapel on the spring. Okay? I don't want to go over the spring, it's going to get in the way of the choke. So, we go through, and I turn back into my normal side control, and I pass. Okay? I hold to my front point of the From here, I need to spin on the choke. Because right now, there's no choke here. The spin is going to make it tight. So as I spin, I must block him from following me. I put my hand on the floor by his hips. Okay? It's always better to make a pillar than it is to try and push his hips and stop him falling. Okay? This is very hard for him to just walk through. Okay? Whereas if I try and push, I have to use power and it's too strong. As soon as I get to here, I then duck my head. Okay? Depending on how tall you are, your head may end up anywhere from the hip to up higher in the ribs. Okay? I don't mind, that's okay. It's just another barrier that's going to stop him from walking over. But what I don't want to be is so high up here that my lapel will slip off his head. Okay? So I have to go forward a little bit. Once I'm in this position, block, spin, and now I go forward. And from here, all I do is pull in with my choke. So I'm throttling my wrist like I'm using a hammer, and I'm drawing my elbow back. Okay? He's got his frame, doing some cross look, and I just switch my hips just a little bit. And feed the lapel through. Okay? Switch the hand, hold it on the stalk, lock the hip. And now I very quickly transfer my head down to where my hand is. Tripod up. Okay? You can finish from here, but you're going to get a lot more pressure here. Okay? Now there's variations where you can roll through as well. You've probably seen those on the internet, and they look fantastic, they look really cool, but they're not necessary. 99% of the time I don't think they're necessary. I think they're just there for a bit of flash. Okay? If I screw this up, if I screw this position up, where do I end up? Yeah, it's still north south, still side control, it's still fine, it's still good position. It's still do something else. Okay, spin this way. Stay on my good side. Okay, crush. And now I feed. Again, depending where his frame is, I always want to go inside his frame and pass. Okay? As soon as I pass, I want to be around the very end of my gi. Okay? If you have a much shorter gi, you might end up doing this choke. like just holding the very end with one finger, okay? Try and get a good grip at the end, right? Because the choke is going to come tight once we spin, not on the beginning. So once I pass, drop, spin, when you try to move from here, there's very few places that you can go with my shoulder. It's stopping him from moving. Okay? I've still got some pressure here on the shoulder. You can't just roll away, you can't just fish his hands in. Okay, so turn it this way now. So, what's my first step? Give you some cushion. Now he's worried about his shoulder, he forgets a little bit about this passing. Okay? Down the movie, so do I go over his friend? I have to go on through. Okay. Right there. Come on. I must go down. Come down. He's not going to put him in the shoulder. It's a weak grip. Okay? Come on, up. Come on, ahead. Now I spin. Okay, you can do this nice and quick before he gets his defenses in place. And I throttle and pull back. Okay? And then we're going to look at when he starts to defend with this hand, he stops me spinning. We're going to go to the second one. Okay, guys? That's good. So I just want to make one little point here. Okay? Some of you are getting more of a crank than you are a choke. Okay? It's always going to crank a little bit. You know what I mean? Even if it's just 5% crank and 90% choke, and that's okay, because if I hold it long enough, they'll go to sleep and they'll wake up with a sore neck. It's okay. But I want to make it as clean as possible. What I don't want is 100% neck crank, because if you get someone who's super flexible, and maybe they just don't tap to it at all. Okay? So, the common mistake with this is once the gear is wrapped, when you spin, you go too far this direction. And you see how my gi is not contacting his throat at all? I don't know if you guys can see that. Well, I get to here and there's no contact with the gi at the front, or very weak contact. I want to spin, but also move back towards his head a little bit. Does that make sense? So if you can see this, once I get to here and I spin and I go a bit more towards his head, you see there's a bit more contact on the front of his throat. Yeah, so now once I'm here and I pull through, more choke or crank? Choke, okay? If I do the other one, it'll probably still put him to sleep, but it's probably going to crank his neck a lot more, okay? So when we spin, don't spin here, okay? Now, everything has to adapt for your body and his body. I'm 6'4", 1 m for you Europeans, so I can put my head pretty much down by his hips, but I'm still far enough back that my spin has drawn that full collar across his neck. Okay? If you're this tall and you try and put your head down by his hip, it's not going to work. That's why I said at the beginning, it can be anywhere from the hip up to here. Okay? So you might find that you have to go backwards a little bit more so that you get the proper alignment with the choke. That makes sense. We just spin the other way, so some of these guys over here can see. So what I don't want to do is grip and then super exaggerate going down here. That's it. Choke? Nothing. No, I'm just kind of lifting him up. Right? What I want to do is go back so that my armpit drags that gi into here, into the front of his throat. So if I spin and move back now, then I get my choke. Yeah, so if some of you are struggling, if you're not getting the choke, it's just a crank or you're just lifting the person up, try and spin, but also move backwards a little bit so that the gi contacts the front. Yeah.
Can't they also tagging it before you put the spin? So
at the same time I spin, I'm drawing my hand back already. So once I get to here, now when I spin, I'm already drawing my hand back across his neck. So that now it's the act of lowering my armpit that's going to push that down into his throat. If I try and finish here, there's no choke. I have to lower my armpit so that my armpit drags the rest of my gi straight down. Okay? And that's why if you're not tripoding, if you're not getting into that position where your armpit is quite low, you might struggle with this. Okay? So go back in your pair, have a little go, try and bring this tip in if you were struggling. If you're not struggling, just carry on getting some reps in. Okay guys, let's go. So before we move on to the next stroke, I'm going to show you the next stroke right now, but I just want to mention a couple of things. Don't worry where you hold the gi too much, because generally on a jiu-jitsu gi, it's never going to be so long that you can't hold at the bottom and not make the choke tight. Yeah? And I mean, most jiu-jitsu gis are not getting past like the top of your thigh. If you're wearing a massive judo gi and it's down to your knees, you might have to take a little bit of a deeper grip. Okay? But don't take such a deep grip that you then cannot spin, yeah, at least most of the way. Okay? Now some of you were gripping and, you know, let's say I grip really high and I could spin to about here. It's okay, because Arthur's face changed to pain halfway through my spin and I was able to get my head kind of to his ribs. That's fine, that's enough. Okay? Now, even sometimes you'll finish just like holding the very tip of the gi, and you can do that, right? Because generally the gi is not going to be so long that you can't make it tight in the spin. Yeah? So just take a grip of the gi and you should be pretty good. The other thing was some people were struggling, like my guy's resisting and he's keeping very close, common, okay? So if I'm here and he's resisting and he's keeping close and there's no space here, well, A, I can punch it through and be like, screw you, I'm having that gap. But in general, if I turn look and I start to give him some pressure, he's going to tap soon. Yeah. What can he do? What can he do instead of tapping? Yeah, push me, use his frame. Okay? You shouldn't tap until you've at least tried pushing them away. But when he pushes them away, he gives them space. So if I'm giving him the shoulder of justice, whoa, look, I do that all the time. And now it's in, it's through. And then I have to be quick with my switch. Alright, and then I can finish my choke. I don't hang around here. Once this is passed, don't hang around. Okay? So, once I get my choke, once I get my choking grip, what's my next stage? What do I do next? So I'm inside control, has to be grip, okay? What's my next stage?
Block his hip?
Yeah, block his hip and spin. So if I mess around on that stage, he will stop me spinning. Because remember, jiu-jitsu is dead easy. If the guy wants to do something, you stop it. That's the counter. Yeah, you learn jiu-jitsu twice as fast because I just do the opposite of what he wants to do. So what will happen a lot of the time, what happened to me a lot of the time when I was developing this, is now he goes from here and he goes to here. And now, oh no, I can't go. And that's what we're going to go to. Yeah? So this you need to go steady with your partner because you're not going to make friends with them. Okay? You know, you meet someone in a bar and you say, I like to go knee on neck, that's when they walk out. So, he stops me spinning, he does the correct thing. Right? And there's a couple ways that I can do this. I can go direct to the knee, or I can go pit stop through knee on belly, and then go to the knee. Right? So I just put my hand down at the base, and now I work my left knee, the opposite one for knee on belly, into the side of his neck. Okay? Just turn a little bit, look, I come inside my arm, knee on neck. Right? And then from here, I then collect his arm, and I drive down and in. Okay? Now two things are at work here. It's just the same as a regular knee on neck choke, for those of you who know this. So the regular knee on neck choke is just a grip in the back of the collar. Okay? And then I go knee on belly, go defense knee on belly, I come knee on neck, and then I collect his arm. So between the collar and the arm, they're stopping two things. Does anyone know what the collar grip is stopping me from doing?
Spinning out?
Not spinning out. Spinning out is the arm. Turn that way. Turn, yeah. See, you can't spin and turn away from it. Gripping the collar actually stops him wiggling away from me. So he wiggles like flat. Because if I get in here, I don't have this wiggle away from me. Yeah, he wiggles. Okay? So my lapel is going to do the same job. It's going to keep him anchored to me and stop him from wiggling away. I pick up the arm to stop him from turning away. Alright, so I feed through and he holds my head in defense. I can go knee on belly, or I can lift, look, and drive the knee straight in. There's a reverse knee on belly. Now if he tries to roll away from me, I have this. Try and wiggle away from me. Yeah, I have this. My knee is not on his throat. It's right here. It's right on the side of his neck. Okay, so I'm shutting down both sides of his neck. One with my collar and one with my knee. Okay, so once I've fed, he's going to stop me. Okay, I can't spin. So, block, knee on belly. And now I raise him up to give myself space for the knee to enter, and I reverse. And I still finish the same. I pull my collar through, I drive my knee down, and I support his arm to stop him from turning away. Done right, this is a super nasty, super effective choke. So what I don't want to see is you guys go whack, 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 and start kneeing him in the jaw. Okay, go steady. Put this in. There's my choke. Alright? Things we have to pay attention to here is your base, because you're holding onto your collar. What are you going to find? If you're holding super deep to your collar, you're not going to be able to raise up enough that you can put your knee in. That's fine, you just do that. Slide to the end. This one you can have a lot of slack in the gi. Yeah, longer gi is actually going to work a little bit better. Okay? Because then you can raise up, put that knee in. So, go nice and steady, have a little go at this one. We'll see how we go. Okay, go. A few options, and a few things that happen. Remember, in Jiu-Jitsu, my opponent's going to close one door on me, always. He's always going to close that door. But you can never close every door at once. When you close one door, something else opens. It's like someone's on your back and you reach down to take the hooks out. You don't defend your neck. You defend your neck, you don't defend the hooks. You can't stop everything all at once. If we could stop everything all at once, I'd teach you a few classes of Jiu-Jitsu and you would have ultimate defense. Like Pete's Turtle, ultimate defense. Right? Yes. Doesn't exist. Don't let any one person tell you that they have ultimate defense. Doesn't exist. It's pretty good, but it's not ultimate. So, it is sort of. Remember, West Point ride later. Yeah. So, what I'm getting at is, when I get this in, there's going to be a few things that are going to happen with his arm, right? And he just stayed in a frame. He's framing my hips. You know, he's cool, okay? He doesn't stop me going to his neck. Yeah? And some of you are getting into some kind of positions like where this arm is up in the air. Like, put this, yeah, like up here. So when I come in, you're like, sometimes you're struggling. That's no problem. I can take the knee on belly, give it some pressure, and then start fighting the knee on belly. Or, and I go back to my choke. Some of you are going so high with this arm, like here, and going, oh, what do I do next? Well, I just arm bar. See? Oh. Because he's giving his arm away so badly to stop the knee on the neck choke that he gives away arm bar. So it's no problem. The other one some of you guys were doing was kind of trying to put your hand here. This is great. This is really great if you want a broken hand. Because I guys are monkeys. Look, he puts that hand in there. How, on a scale of 1 to 10, how effective do you think your hand is right now? 0. 0. It's not effective at all. Okay? And then some of you else were having issues in other places, like you were getting to here and you couldn't raise up. And you were struggling with it. Yeah, no problem. No problem. I can go to your belly. And now try and come with me. You see, I'm going to use some weight. So that's one option. The second option from that sort of position is to go to our number 3, which I'm going to show you in a second. Okay, so we always have options. Remember, I'm just showing you a kind of a simplified version. I can't show you every single variation of where he has this arm and where he has this arm and how he holds. That's where you're going to have to use your jiu-jitsu knowledge to try and figure a few things out. Okay, did anyone else have another question that they were struggling with at that point? Yeah?
Do you lift your knee on belly up when you have this
Yeah. So I go knee on belly as a pit stop, and then I transfer it to like a reverse knee on neck. That makes sense. I mean, you could stop here if you wanted to. Yeah, I've got pretty good base there. And I feel like that now puts all my weight through my knee. And I've got really good base, so that's right. Any more questions? Yeah?
What type of submission is it supposed to be? Is it supposed to be a blood choke?
It's supposed to be a blood choke. Yeah, it's supposed to be a blood choke. So I want your patella tendon, you know, the tendon just underneath the knee, to be in the side of his neck. Right? And I have the lapel on the other side, so it should be a blood choke. And a few people ask me, should this come on fast? Should this come on slow? This is true of every blood choke. It might take 2 seconds, it might take 10, 15 seconds, depending on how much you're putting your knee through and pulling. Okay, but if the connection is there, he should and will go to sleep. Yeah? If you watch Roberto Cyborg, he's put a lot of people to sleep with this in the no gi a lot, especially as well. Sorry, in the gi a lot, especially. So number 3. Okay, number 3, we're going to do a paper cutter choke. All right, but I'm going to take a grip on my own lapel because it's already there. Yeah, so a paper cutter choke, for those who don't know, is anchoring my hands in one position and then driving my forearms in a scissor motion across Arthur's neck and driving down into the throat. Okay, and you can do it gi, no gi, you can do it gripping his lapel, you can do it gripping here, you can do it with no grip, you can do it from loads of places. But in general, it's just a grip, and I scissor my arm. So I lift him up, and I drive my forearm in. Right now, he's holding my arm because he doesn't want me to break him. I would clear that if we do it from here. Yeah, I can show you how to do that. So, we get into this situation again, and he's stopping me from spinning, so I can't just go to my regular finish, and I'll come through, and I grip a baseball bat grip on my own gi now. And then I take my elbow that's on top of him, and I put it over here. Now, if he ever stops me, I use my knee to clear that arm. And now he's absolutely screwed. Okay? My elbow now comes over the top of his shoulder, and I scissor my arms. Okay? So, I'm in this position, I clear his arm with my knee, and I put my shin on it, and then I turn, lift his head, and drive my elbow to the ground, and my forearm through his neck. Okay? So, here he stops me, and you got the frame, whatever, he stops me moving, I raise a little bit, and I take my baseball bat grip. If I can go straight to it, he's not defending, I go. If he stops my elbow, yeah, I come up, and I deal with his arm, and then we go back into it. Okay? Just turn your head the other way. I'll give off for a break, can I? Boy, he has to drink super again. Can you put your head this way? So I don't want to make all that to be super again. So he stops me spinning, he holds my head. Okay, it's no problem. And a lot of times you can do this when the guy's pretty close to you, because you can always sneak that hand through. Yeah, a baseball bat grip, my own gi, move. Now I drop my elbow. Okay, and from here it's just a scissor. If he stops my elbow with his arm, yeah, I then come with the knee, and I can block it in many ways, inside or outside, to clear that path. So here. Okay, so, give that choke a try. We've got the 1, 2, and now the 3. Okay? 1, 2. Someone was saying, a few of you were saying, this is getting me at the front of the throat. Is that right? Yes. Yes, it's right. This is now a windpipe choke, like guillotine. Like a standard guillotine. I should be crushing the front of his throat and choking in that way. Right? The reason being, it's a baseball bat grip, but it's a paper cutter choke. Okay, it's a front of the throat choke. If I try and do a true baseball bat grip, I need to grip underneath his neck now. And now I need to spin and put my head by his hips. And now I'm breaking my own wrist. Because gi limits you. You cannot do it. I mean, I definitely cannot, and I don't think any of you is able to do a true baseball bat choke. I have that underneath and then try and spin without breaking yourself. It's impossible. So we take the baseball bat grip and we stay shallow and we get the front of the foot. Okay, does anyone else having another issue? Real good. Amazing. Yeah.
I stopped doing that show because under this light, so when I put pressure, sometimes people can bridge and throw me off the show. You can only use like a really strong crossface, because sometimes then I have too much weight going to the crossface, they can lift me up, throw me on the other
So
side.
for the paper cutter, or
No, the paper cutter is even worse, because then I also move towards his head, so all my weight is not in that area.
So the problem is he's being bridged off from the paper cutter. So when we bridge, where does our power come from? The hips. So if I'm connected to the hips and he bridges, that's when I get thrown in the air. Now I have my paper cutter choke. Do a bridge. Yeah, he's just humping dry air. Or wet air in this place. Wet. I should be so high that all my weight should be on his neck. Yeah? And I don't sit on the ground when I'm doing this properly. I sit through my forearm, through his neck. So he should be able to bridge all he wants. It should not affect what I'm doing. Okay?
So you don't slide you on your hip?
No, because if I another basic principle of jiu-jitsu, if I'm in any pinning position and all of my points of contact are with the floor, there's no points of contact on him to put weight through. The whole point of this choke is that I want to basically do this and put all my weight through his neck. So if I'm sitting on the floor, I have to do everything with my hands. But if I raise, which was worse, the weight, of course the weight. So I put all my weight through his neck, yeah? In general, I'm generally never sitting on the ground in a pin position, unless I'm messing around with whoever I'm holding. Any last questions? Yeah, one last one.
Which one would you prefer?
Pardon?
Which one would you prefer?
I prefer the first one because it's the easiest. Yeah? But I take what he gives me. Yeah? So I try the first one, and that's why I say I don't mess around once I get this. Now he can try and defend that all he likes, but once my head crosses and reaches over there, he's not defending that anymore. Yeah? Unless he's already got a hand in, which I should have noticed. Yeah? So I want number one, and then I take number 2 and 3 as common. Okay, does that make sense? Yeah? Okay. Let's make a little line over here. We'll get a quick picture, and then we'll pass over to Jay.